Look at the ridgelines sitting directly behind these pristine suburban cul-de-sacs. A wall of heavy smoke and active flames is bearing down on homes that look like they belong miles away from any wilderness threat. These fires erupted on the immediate outskirts of Spokane, Washington, the state's second most populous city. In just 3 days, the destruction reached a staggering scale. The flames leveled at least 700 structures, threatened 400 more, and forced 64,000 residents under immediate evacuation orders. Incident commanders classify this specific kind of disaster as an urban conflagration, a woodland fire that mutates and crosses over to consume densely populated city blocks. A miles-long column of smoke and 0% containment are daunting enough in remote forests, but they paralyze infrastructure when they occurred just 6 miles away from a major downtown center. The disaster in Spokane suggests the traditional gap between safe urban centers and volatile wildlands is rapidly narrowing. The crisis began over the weekend when a cluster of 3 blazes erupted on the northern fringe of the city near the Rocky Mountain foothills. The landscape was uniquely primed for rapid spread. Climate change has locked the Pacific Northwest into a prolonged drought paired with extreme heat. When drought strips the vegetation of all its moisture, you get what fire officials describe as explosive fire behavior, rendering traditional containment strategies completely useless. The fire spilled out of the high treetops, descending rapidly down the ridge and directly into commercially developed areas. This transition zone is known as the Wildland-Urban Interface, or WU. It's the boundary where natural land and human development intermingle. The Spokane fires exploited this exact interface, bypassing natural fire breaks and igniting suburban dwellings before crews could react. When climate-primed environments fuel a blaze, the fire moves with a speed and intensity that instantly overruns standard municipal defenses at the city's edge. Despite quickly ranking as the nation's absolute top firefighting priority, incident commanders on the ground in Spokane reported 0 containment for days. The root cause of this containment failure was entirely logistical. The National Resource Safety Net was completely exhausted by a record-breaking fire season. This chart shows the dramatic spike in destruction across the country. Year-to-date, the National Interagency Fire Center tracked nearly 45,000 wildfires, consuming 5.2 million acres of land. On a single Sunday, over 100 new large wildfires erupted across 15 different states. That sudden dispersion of emergencies mathematically shattered the ability to allocate adequate personnel to any single event. Out of 29,200 personnel deployed nationwide, a tiny fraction, just 1,100 firefighters, could be spared for Spokane to battle 3 massive, city-threatening blazes. This severe personnel shortage extended to the skies. During the most critical period of early spread, Spokane had 0 water-dropping helicopters available. Aerial defense was strictly limited to just 4 fixed-wing tanker aircraft, sweeping overhead to drop scarlet-colored fire-retardant slurries on the advancing flames. The failure to contain the Spokane cluster represents a systemic mathematical exhaustion, where climate-driven disaster demand simply outpaced national supply. In the immediate disaster zone, thousands of Washingtonians had their lives dramatically changed in a matter of hours. A narrow window of cooler weather allowed the mission to pivot from raw containment to assessment, though authorities maintained strict evacuations to prevent secondary tragedies. As search teams finally accessed devastated neighborhoods cut off by extreme fire activity, they began the grim task of sifting through ruins, bracing for a high probability of fatalities, and searching for the missing. The tragedy in Spokane is part of a broader global trend. Prolonged droughts and periods of extreme heat are the predictable, scientifically documented functions of a warming planet. Any municipality built near a natural landscape must prepare for a future where national resources are too stretched to save them. The urban conflagration is the terrifying new reality of modern climate disasters.